think it's important. That's funny. Everybody said it. We should have got that. It's amazing because I think now we're entering a culture change in music. I think that due to the latest shenanigans that's been going on, I think people are seeing now that it's just all about building a brand, whether it's a brand like Prestige said that lasts or doesn't last. This is what they're doing. You know, it's microwave music. But I think we're entering a culture now because of this. It's overwhelming. So people want to hear real singing now. They want to see some nice, real dancing, you know, real production and lyrics and music with content. You know, instead of just a bunch of shucking and jiving and just having fun. It's time for some content. So I think we're coming back to that. And these panels are important. But this next question, every single person on the panel, I can't wait to hear how they answer this one because you all do different things, so you're going to look at it from a different perspective. And this is another one. What defines a hit song for you? Keep it short. Keep it short. You want to get all the questions in.
Well, I mean, the basic hit song is just like the most popular song. So the basic definition of a hit song is the song that everybody likes, you know? That would be the simple definition. But what I think is a hit song is it has an element that captivates people, whether it's emotional, if it's a dance song, it makes them want to dance. If it's, a heartbreak song, it makes them feel better about their heartbreak. So, a connection with an emotion, or if it's just a silly song, you can go and be silly with it. So I think that, along with, a format that's easy for people to understand and remember, a catchy format and a catchy, in a structured way, that's easy for people to remember and enjoy. That's what I think is a hit song.
Okay. I have colorful thoughts on this, I think. I have a wide variety of characters that come through my studio, and in various capacities I help them. I think if we're talking about a hit record, there's a formula that I like to go to. If I make a record tonight, I'm gonna love that record. Most people will. I'm gonna love that record. It's gonna make you feel a certain way. I walk away from it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I won't listen to it, and I'll come back to it. And if I still feel the same emotion that night, then I know I have something. That's my formula every time. If I know that I have a record, I walk away from the record completely for at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I come back to it. If I get the same feelings, if the same feelings are evoked, then I know that I have the right record. I know I've gone in the right direction. Then there's another thing, and I've said this Lucci will laugh when I say it, but I so emphatically mean it, and I'm going to cuss. The job of every artist is to not fuck up the record in between the hooks. That's my saying in the studio. You can do whatever artistic thing you like in between, but the hook and the track is what is going to gravitate you. If you just think of the psychology of a record, right? Oh, I have this record. Oh, it went, nah. I don't know the words, but I know this piece of it. You knew the beat, and you knew this hook part. Those are the things that resonate first. That's the important thing to remember. If you are an artist, you are a songwriter, you are a producer. If there's not that element that comes back and you say, I remember this record because of this thing, then you probably should start over.
Wow.
Yeah. What'd he say?
We work together so much.
One of the main things, first of all, there's a difference between a hit record and a good record. It doesn't have to be a good record to be a hit record. When it comes to having a hit, it's clearly like the young lady said down on the end, it has to be catchy. It has to hook you in. That's what the hooks are for. You write the hook, that's what hooks people in, because that's the first thing that people remember. When I do records, I'll take them home and I'll play them out loud, And if my daughter starts dancing, that tells me something. Because if she starts dancing, she likes the music already. If she's singing it, she already knows the hook. And that song is going to go with her wherever she go. My mommy wrote a song that's already out the door. A good record might not exactly hook you in, but that's the one that's going to pull the emotion out of you most times. So, the hit record is the catchy one, the one that automatically makes people move, and even after hearing it one time, you walk away and you still singing it, even if you don't know the words, you got the melody or something about it is still dancing in you. That's another telltale sign.
There's actually a scientific study on popular hit records, and they put people in MRI machines, and the hit records being played versus non-hit records, they saw dopamine go off in the brain, meaning it's like as strong as cocaine addiction. And that's, by definition, a hit record based on science.
Frequencies.
Yeah,
It's
frequencies.
certain frequencies. Certain things have to be sonically correct in the music.
Yeah.
In order for people to really gravitate. There's certain frequencies that anybody that's up here that knows frequencies knows that. But if it's on a certain frequency, that's what's gonna dance in your brain.
What was interesting is that the dopamine levels would hit right before the hooks would come in.
Because your
Because
brain is
they're getting
expecting
excited.
it.
They're
Get
waiting
excited.
for it.
That's what the study.
You know, that's a tricky question. I'll tell you why. Because, you know, the bad boy era was good, right? Then the South era came in, right? So, and then you had records that was hot and whack at the same time. Really. Hot and whack records. I mean, you know this shit was garbage, but you were still feeling it. So, that's a trick question. Now, I don't know, like, what's a hit right now is like something that be popping right now. The next year, yo, I don't know why I like this shit. This shit is corny. So, it's a trick question. Now, there's hits that last, that you always want to hear it. Then there's a hit for the moment. And, you know, I go along with the theory that he does. You know, I did beats one day and I sit down on them, go a couple of months and listen back to them. And if I feel it, I'll work with it. But nowadays, these dudes just doing stuff that, you know, I used to erase off of my, I start ideas, then I erase it. That's the stuff they putting out now. So, and it don't last. So, that's a tricky question. And, you know, a hit, these days, you know, I could buy a hit. You know, I got enough money, I could keep it in your face. I can make it a generic hit. So, when she said the dopamine and all of that stuff, that's how much times I played. They have it run on the radio. So, and your subconscious is there. You're going to feel it whether you liked it or not. And if you heard it like around... Now, here's the question I got to ask you. If you heard it... When you heard the record first, you didn't like it. And after the 1,000th time, oh, I'm feeling it. Did you really like the song?
No. That's true.
I don't know that there's a formula for a hit record. If there was, everybody would have one. Obviously, you know, I mean, a good melody and something that's memorable, something that stays with you. You know, what something you said really struck me is I always tell clients never try and, you know, if you did a bunch of recording, never try and mix it right away. You know, take your roughs home and sit with it for a week or two, as long as you can afford to. Obviously, if there's a push to get it out, you got to get it out. But I always tell people to sit with it because that always works. So that caught my ear. I guess we're all talking about pop music, but I mean, you know, what's a hit record for different genres of music is obviously going to be also very different. I mean, if we're talking about pop music, then everything that's been said already stands true. But you're talking about a jazz record or you know, other genres of music, it's not necessarily the same thing. So what applies to one, you know, world of music is not. What would be the definition? If you walk out of, when you're done and you're really cool with it, and you know, like you said, you're still cool with it later, then then you got something there. And hopefully that will be a hit for you. That's about the best I can say.
Like the other panelists said, there's really no formula to a hit, but it starts with the production, and then the most important part of the song is the hook and the melody. Because if you may not understand the words, but if the melody is good enough, you can walk away and remember the melody, right? So someone once told me that when you're writing a hook, you want to write a hook that someone in another country who does not understand your language could remember. They may not know the words, but they can remember it by the melody. So that when I hear records and the melody is great and the hook is great, and like if I play it for my nephews or my cousins and they love it, then I think I got something as well. But for me, it's about the melody and the marriage of the melody and the track, and it has to have a great hook.
Pretty much agree with everyone here said. When it comes to a hook, when it comes to making a hit, I pretty much tell artists this is just make it believable for that particular market you're going for. Pretty much like what Prestige said is like, yeah, there's hits that are whack songs because, I don't want to say too many names out there, but, you got a lot of Southern music, that's what it is right now, so. I'm from the South too, but I was born in the South too, but you know what it is. But I just say make it believable for whatever market you're going for, and if they're loving it, then you got a hit on your hands. It depends how big you want to go. If you want to make a hit for your town, make a hit for your town. Want to make a hit for your state, make a hit for your state. Country, worldwide. That's how I see it.